All right, 99.9 Punk World Radio FM. You guys already know what time it is. Right here, right now, we are actually joined by two members of the phenomenal rock trio. That's right, we got the Let Me Downs right here live on 99.9 FM. How are you guys doing this evening?
Well, I'm doing good. It's a little hot for Washington, but I'll make it.
Yeah, I definitely agree with you on that there, guys. I'm down here in Canada, and we're just getting off the whole winter side of things, and I'm not used to actually like wearing shorts. Like 2 weeks ago, we were getting like freezing rain. Now it's like shorts and t-shirt weather. It's just I don't know. It's Ontario weather, man. Gotta love it.
Yeah, agreed. We had
I'm originally from Minnesota, so the warm weather. This is nothing.
yeah, well, good for you.
But I know you guys are very busy individuals, man. And of course, it's Saturday night, so I'm not going to take too much of your time here this evening. But I want to take you back to the beginning of this amazing band. And I have to ask, like, how did you three actually come together and meet and actually form this band, man? Because the Let Me Down, when you put on your guys' music, you can really hear your guys' chemistry within your guys' songs.
So Garrett and myself worked together at Guitar Center a few years ago, and had talked a couple times about doing something together. But I have a small child, and at that point, I had a wife, so things weren't really happening. And Paul got married and moved up to Washington, and started to try to form a band with Garrett. And they put out a post looking for a guitar player, and somebody asked this guy Flash, and then Flash said my name, and I talked to Paul, and all of our influence seemed to line up exactly, because I hear people want to play, our style of music, and then I ask them who their influences are, and it's like nothing I want to be. And then I asked who the drummer was, and he said Garrett, and I was like, fuck, I know Garrett. Oh, sorry, can we swear?
Oh, we're uncensored, man. Definitely have at it.
All right.
Yeah, that's pretty much the long and short of it. Yeah, Paul and I knew each other very just Facebook friends, just within the circle of just the punk rock community, and but yeah, Pat and I used to work together, and but the one band that all three of us have in common is the Descendants. And that's really our main, I guess, the main one that really kind of all we kind of meld together with.
Shocking, a pop punk band that likes to listen to Descendants.
Hey, you can't go wrong with the Descendants, man. At the end of the day, music is music, right?
Yeah, they're great. I mean, just phenomenal, honestly.
And also, as well, on July 16th of 2021, you guys actually released the amazing 11-track album titled "Tacoma Is for Lovers." I was wondering if you can actually just tell us a bit more about this debut album of you guys, and of course, where can we actually snag ourselves a copy of it today?
Either come to a show or go to our Bandcamp, or message us directly on Facebook or Instagram. We don't have any label support. We don't have any sort of representation other than ourselves. So, the fact that we're talking to somebody from Toronto about our album is kind of mind-boggling. I mean, we've never been to the East Coast as a band. That is, it's all just been word of mouth and, hey, have you heard these guys? Interviews like this, but yeah, we sell everything on our Bandcamp. We got CDs, we got albums. We're out of the red, so we got like a black and white splattered album now. Yeah, Bandcamp, or just message us direct.
Yeah, I was checking out
the black one too, still, Pat, or are we out of those as well?
Yeah, no, we got the black one. I just sold the last red and white the other day because the guy who said he wanted it didn't come and get it, so he lost it.
You gotta love those people, eh? Whenever they actually come up and say, I want this, you put it aside and wait and wait and wait, and they never come and get it, man.
Oh yeah, it's part of the deal. He was an old friend. I think he was just trying to support, but it is what it is. And to be honest, I really gave it away because I was a little late on shipping it out for him. So I'm like, here, I'll make it special for him. I'll give him one of the red ones.
Especially with the vinyls too, I always notice that no matter what band it is, whether they're independent or major, it's always the variants with like the different colors that always go first. And it's always the classic traditional black vinyls that are always still actually currently available.
And you know what? When we were getting them pressed, I don't think I noticed a big enough difference between standard black and colored variants to not just do colored variants. You know what I mean? Like, they're cool to look at on your tuner table when you open up that album and it's not just black. Like, you're like, whoa. So yeah, I don't think we'll ever do the special one that you'll find from us probably will be a black one now.
And also as well, Pat, I actually saw as well that during the COVID pandemic, yourself and Paul actually did an acoustic stream at Carter Drive Sessions. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a bit more about that. And of course, like how difficult was the transition actually going from, a normal traditional live concert in front of actual fans to doing an actual acoustic live stream? Because obviously during the pandemic, everything was like a snap of the fingers. You really had to kind of like shift with how I guess technology is today.
So, interestingly enough, we formed as a band in October of 2019. Paul left Washington in what was it, December, Garrett?
Yeah, it was right before.
So early December of 19, Paul leaves Washington, goes back to Arizona because his marriage doesn't work out, which is where the Tacoma is for Lovers album title comes from. And we wrote our album over the internet. I was in my garage by myself doing stuff, and then I'd send it down to Paul, and Paul'd send up some acoustic lyrics or some acoustic songs, and then Garrett and I would get together when we could, and then every now and then Paul would fly up, and like the whole album, I mean, there's been nothing like a traditional way you start a band for us. So our first like actual performance was online at the Carter Drive Session House for Punk Rock Saves Life's virtual hoedown. So we did like 3 songs for them. I think it was an all-day event. We did the 3 songs for them, and then we did a full set for Carter Drive Session the next day. And then when the album was getting ready to be released, I flew back down to Arizona, and Paul and I did the acoustic Carter Drive session where it was just the 2 of us. So like at that point, there wasn't anything as a band, anything weird about it because we hadn't played in front of people as a band yet until July 16th when the album was released. We had our release show in Arizona. That was the first time we played in front of people.
And I'm going to say as well, it definitely was a phenomenal live stream. And in my honest opinion, I really enjoyed what you guys actually brought to the table during that.
Thank you.
Appreciate that.
I got to give it to Paul and Garrett because we don't get together a lot, and we don't have a chance to really practice like a regular band does. So and we pull off our shows. Our live shows are, there's a couple mistakes here and there that people may or may not notice, but for the fact that we don't get to practice, I'm really happy to be working with these guys. They're kind of like pros, it's all off of memory and feel because we don't get to gel in with each other. We don't get to have, a month of practicing, getting, every day and then going playing shows in between. It's all right. We're flying into Arizona to play in Tempe on Saturday night. Let's fly in Friday, run through the set, and then we'll play. And, vice versa when we play up here. And it's even worse when we go play we played Colorado. We just flew in. We didn't have a chance to play. You know, we were playing the Punk Rock Saves Lives Hoedown in Vegas during Punk Rock Bowling. And again, me and Garrett will be able to get together, but we won't be able to get together for a band until that night. And then come that Tuesday, when we get back to Tacoma from that, we're playing with the Queers and Teenage Bottle Rockets here in Tacoma. So everything goes real slow and real fast at the same time for us.
And also, as well, you guys actually collaborated with Billy Hopeless and Susie Moon. I was wondering if you can actually tell us a story behind that collaboration. And of course, what was it like actually just working alongside those two fellow talented individuals?
So, in 2004, Black Halos were doing their first post Rich and Matt U.S. and Canadian tour. And their guitar player, Davey French, at the time, could only do California because he was leaving to go play with Everclear. And they needed a fill-in guitar player for the tour. So I jumped at the chance to go on a U.S. tour with the Black Halos. I toured essentially playing Rich Jones's parts, not as well as Rich Jones plays, but I played his part. So I got to know, living in a van for 6 weeks, I got to know Billy pretty well. Jay Millette and Rob, the original drummer, and this guy Dennis was their bass player at the time. And so when Billy and Susie were going to do this thing, Billy said he wanted a band to back him. And I just reached out and said, fuck, I'd love to. Always wanted to, write with you. And he just kind of sent me the lyric idea, sang it over Facebook and did little accents and stuff. And then I played it. I kind of recorded my interpretation of that and sent it to him. And he's like, yeah, let's do it. So I don't think Garrett or Paul has ever actually met Billy. Paul knows Susie. So we were just stoked to do it. Yeah, it turned out really cool. Both songs are great. They're completely different feels between the two songs, which was really cool. I was pretty stoked to be a part of that.
And also, as well, you guys actually had the opportunity to be included in 9-4 Records compilation Punk Rock Dads Volume 1. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about that opportunity. And of course, what was it like just collaborating as well alongside 94 Records?
You want to take this one, Garrett?
Well,
Garrett's going through some bad coverage, it looks like.
Yeah, I was supposed to go through a tunnel.
Yeah. So I'm a part of a group on Facebook called Punk Rock Dads. You broke up, Garrett. Did you want to take this? Are you back?
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, you kind of broke up. You were going through a tunnel or something.
To a show. I played in another band, and we're headed to a show right now. So, yeah, Pat and I are dads, and we got asked to be a part of with the 94 Hours and the Punk Rock Dads thing, which I think is really rad that they asked us to do it. And it was really cool that we got to have little the vinyl with it. And those guys, Aaron and those guys, they're rad dudes as well over at 94 Hours or 94 Records, sorry. And really appreciate them just having them to have us be a part of it.
And I gotta say, just that compilation record alone, because I do know there's other volumes to it, but this volume 1 alone has so many phenomenal bands and such amazing songs on it. In my honest opinion, it's a non-skippable compilation. You can listen from front to back, and then even listen to the tracks from 10 to 1 or from last to first. Man, it's just such a great compilation project.
Yeah, I guess Aaron used to run. We've talked a few times on Facebook. Messaging back and forth. Really nice guy, really supportive of the punk community. He, from my understanding, is 94 Records was a record company before, and it kind of, you know, fizzled out a little bit. Life took over. He couldn't really keep it going. So he started it up again for this. And yeah, I mean, we're gonna try to get him, because, you know, both the tracks we gave him, because we gave him one for Punk Rock Dads. I don't remember which one's on Punk Rock Dads. And then there's a split 7-inch with 4 bands that we got one on with them too. Both of the songs, unfortunately, are available on our record, because we didn't have anything like fresh to give him. So we're gonna, when we were going to record here, we'll try to get him something fresh that, you know, for supporting us. So he's got something that nobody else has yet.
And also, as well, from May 25th to the 28th, you guys are actually performing at Hogs and Heifers Saloon out there in Las Vegas, Nevada, for the Punk Rock Hoedown. I was wondering if you can tell us a bit more about what we can expect from this up-and-coming Let Me Down's performance. And, of course, where can we actually snag some Hoedown tickets today?
So the Hoedown is like a supplemental club shows for punk rock bowling. So, I mean, I don't know if you've ever been to punk rock bowling or if you follow it.
I have not. It definitely sounds like a hell of a great time, though.
It is. I mean, you go to the festival all day, and then night, like, there's banger after banger of club shows, you know. And so all the tickets to the festival are released, and then they release the tickets to the club events, and then they all sell out, and then kind of what's left over. Not that it's not a great thing, but like, there's no tickets to this event. It's at the door, $10 minimum donation. It goes to Punk Rock Saves Lives. It's a great organization. They do a lot. They tour with a lot of bands. And, you know, they're collecting bone marrow at every show. They offer mental health guidance. You know, they hand out Narcan at the shows, which I wish they didn't have to, but, you know, better to have it and not need it than need it and not have it. You know, it's a really great organization, and Paul knows Rob from other projects, and we paid the Punk Rock Saves Life Festival in Denver last year, so I think that, you know, kind of helped us get onto this one.
Yeah, actually, Rob, I believe he actually helped Paul actually move from Washington back to Arizona. He flew and helped him, and he helped him drive the U-Haul. So, yeah,
Yeah,
any chance we can help, you know, Rob and them out, you know, they help Paul out, and I mean, we would definitely help them out any chance we can get too.
for sure.
But aside from this up-and-coming performance and all these other great shows you guys currently have booked and actually on the ballot to do, what is next for the Let Me Downs? Like, is there anything we actually missed during this evening's interview? Anything else you guys still want to talk about or promote? We still got you here live on 99.9 FM this evening.
The weekend of June 30th to July 4th, we're starting the recording of our second album. We haven't finalized where or how it's being released. We've got some talks, but nothing set in stone. We've got a festival in August coming up that I just love this stuff. You know, we know we're doing it, but we can't talk about it. You know, we're just we're in a real weird situation because we're trying to keep busy while writing songs and trying not to keep busy so we can get an album out, but keeping busy. Like, you know, I mean, we love to write music and play and record almost as much as we want to play live and go out and talk to people and have fun. You know, I mean, there's a delicate balance there. I mean, Garrett's playing in 2 bands so he can go have fun and play more live shows and keep his chops up. I just sit on the couch and get fat.
Yeah, you know, but too, yeah, like what Pat's saying, we got some other shows. We're definitely going to be playing also what is it, June 17th, Yucca with
Urethane. He's saying we're playing Yucca in Tempe, Arizona, Yucca Tap Room with Urethane. I don't know if you're familiar with those guys. If you're not, you should be. They're phenomenal. Steve Caballero's band is how they're, kind of being promoted, but honestly, it doesn't matter. They're just a great band. Obviously it has to do with Steve because he's a good guitar player too, but it's not like his name is carrying them. Like, they're a great band. And then, so we play the 17th in Arizona, and we'll stay the weekend down there and try to play and get our songs tight. And then we come up the next week, the 23rd in Tacoma. We're playing with DOA and a band from Seattle called Acid Teeth. Those guys are rad. They play full stacks everywhere they go, and they down pick faster than anybody I've ever seen. It's unbelievable how fast that guy down picks. But anyways, it's us, DOA, and Acid Teeth. And then the 30th, we go down to Arizona to record. And then I don't think we have anything in July at the moment. You never know. We keep getting asked for stuff. It's kind of hard because we're marketed as a local Tacoma band, and we're kind of a local Tempe band, but it's not easy to get us to, because we get people all the time going, hey, we're coming through Tacoma. You want to play with us on a Thursday night in Tacoma? And it's like, I can't do it, man. We got to spend $400 to get our bass player here, So we're pretty fortunate that Paul knows some people, and, Garrett and myself have been around the scene in Tacoma long enough that we're getting some, at least, shows that are worth flying in for,
And also, obviously, I know how to follow you guys on social media, but for the individuals that actually are just discovering the Let Me Downs right now, how can they go about following yourself and the rest of the members, and including the band pages on social media?
Yeah, so on Instagram, I'm Pat_let_me_down. I think I'm Downs, maybe. Paul is Paul Let Me Downs, and Garrett is Root Beer Youth. He does a lot. I mean, you can probably tell by his mustache. He does a lot of beard and mustache competitions and stuff. The band, we got a Facebook page. Let Me Downs. There's no the, and each word is a separate space. And I think Instagram, we might be Let Me Downs Band. If you want to connect with us, you want to send us an email, we're letmedownsband@gmail.com. Let Me Downs on Bandcamp. You can hit it. You can find us on Spotify, YouTube Music. I mean, if it's streaming, we're there. Appreciate all the support, all the people that have reached out. When we first got this album out, I'm from a bit of an older school mentality where, you had to tour for anybody to hear you. There's no way some dude in Europe has your music, because that just wasn't possible unless you've been to Europe. And we got some dude from England, Sweden, a few countries over there that have physical copies of our vinyl because they bought them. We got a message from a dude in Brazil. Once I put it into translate from Portuguese to English, he loves us. He was listening to our music, doing a video thing, telling us how much he liked us and stuff. I mean, that's extremely cool to me. Our music's reaching people. People seem to like it. I still work a day job, which is great. Don't mind that. But people like our music. That's all you can ask for, right?
I definitely agree, Patrick. I really do, man. But I gotta say, first and foremost, thank you so much, and also to Garrett as well, just for giving us a little bit of your Saturday evening, and just coming on here and talking about your amazing band and everything you guys have done so far, and of course, what is to come for the Let Me Downs. It was such an honor speaking with both of you, and I hope down the line we can make this happen again sometime soon. But for now, definitely have yourselves a kick-ass Saturday night, and of course, a great weekend as well.
Hey man, I really appreciate you reaching out. Meant a lot. It was pretty, again, we're on the West Coast. You're in technically a different country up in on the East Coast. So the fact that you reached out meant a lot. I really appreciate it. And have you started, just out of curiosity, have you started playing us? You asked for some music.
I did actually. Yeah, the songs that you actually sent, I actually placed into the station's rotation.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Do you mind if I ask which ones?
I'm gonna be honest. Whatever ones you sent, I listened to them, but I have so many songs in the station's rotation right now that like I normally go through them, and if I like what I hear, I place them in. I liked all the songs you sent, so I do know I'm playing "Let Me Downs." But as for specific songs, I can't tell you right now. I don't got my playlist in front of me.
That's all good, man. I understand that. Yeah, I think I sent you the album.
Okay, yeah, I definitely, I know for sure I have like three to five songs, because I remember specifically getting the album, listening to it, scratching my head, being like, holy shit, I can't play a whole album, but I love them all. So I do remember specifically putting, I think 3 or 5 songs in, but I do know there is at least a minimum of 3 playing right now on Punk World Radio.
That's awesome, man. I really appreciate the support. Thanks a lot.
Hey man, you're most certainly welcome, Patrick. Thank you so much, man, for your time, and we definitely shall talk again soon, man. But for now, definitely have yourselves a phenomenal night.
You too. Enjoy your weekend.
You as well. Thank you.
All right.